Hello, my chulos. How are you? Happy Father's Day. Geek, if you're a father, happy Father's Day. All of you men that are here, if you're a daddy, big hug from me to you. Happy Father's Day. I do believe that it's Father's Day in Mexico and here, so since I'm bilingual and I'm Chicana, Hispanic, I celebrated twice today. I'm the daddy because my husband passed away 8 years ago. I can't suck it. Good. It's a Sonic Diet Dr. Pepper, but Sonic. Look at, let me show you. It's because Julia made 2 desserts, okay? I had never tasted it in my life. I had never even heard of it in my life. Apparently, it's a Mexican dessert, and it's called Carlota, okay? Carlota. And it's made with these Maria cookies, Mexican Maria cookies. Philly spread, Philly cream and cheese, 10 lemons, 10 limes, then whatever flavor you want, pineapple, strawberry, whatever you want, lime, whatever. In the end, when you make this dessert, you cook it up, then you put some of that you blend, all that big blend. Well, you can find it in Google or in YouTube. It's called Carlota. Oh my God, it's so delicious. This tastes just like cheesecake. Oh my God. And so she made one of pineapple, and then in the end, with that can, she had like maybe two little circles and cut them up in little squares and did them like this around. And then strawberries, the other one was a strawberry. Everybody loved it at church. But it's because at church, once a month, usually the end of the month, the last Sunday of the month, we celebrate all the birthdays. If your birthday was in June, like me and Julia, well, then we celebrate today together with the Father's Day. I don't remember them. Julia says we always celebrate it every year with the Father's Day. I don't remember. But anyways, I don't have feria. I don't have food stamps that I can spare. You know what I mean? So my pastora, I'm having a Sonic double cheese bacon. Okay. You asked me last week if you know I cook for the church. With pleasure. They gave me the brisket. Will I make it? I just need because I have money. I keep seeing in the mirror like if my eyes, like if this one's little, but maybe it's just me seeing things. I don't know. I'll just do this. So every year, my sister would put a little flour on me or whatever, a little corsage, and 5, 10, 20, whatever she could here. And then the church, they would keep on putting, so I would get a lot of money, like if I was a little girl. Que rollo. And the last 2 times that we were at Promesa, well, me and Julia, well, we're from June, so we celebrate together. Pinche madre. Let me go like this. That little pineapple's getting stuck in there. I think there's pineapple in there. Anyways, that can had a little bit of pineapple juice, so I threw it in there. And then there was a little bowl here with a little bit of pineapple picado, so I threw it in there. That's what's getting stuck and they won't let me suck it out. Speaking Speaking about suck it out, I gotta tell you guys a story. Okay? There was this dude that I liked for more than 5 years. From the dating app, okay? Apparently we liked each other. But every time we would start, because he would always give me a like, every time we start talking, texting, we would end up fighting. San peleonera, and so is he. The one time when I missed, because I liked him, you know, I thought it was hot. Apparently he thought it was hot too, because we've been looking for each other for like 5 years, maybe, you know, on and off. I got mad and blocked him once. Then he got mad and blocked me once. Sometimes we last up to a year not talking to each other. By the time we'd end up finding each other and talking to each other, we'd only talk for like 2 or 3 days. And yeah, no, pues a ver cuándo. Yeah, let's. And I had always told him every year, I'm not gonna screw you. I'm not on here to screw anybody. I've only kissed 2 guys. Remember I told you guys from the dating app? But, perdón. And he knows and he remembers what I've told him before. I don't with anybody. This dude thought that because I like him so much that I'm gonna, you know what, with him, and I'm not. No matter how much I like him. Decides, como dice la Samantha. Decides he's sick and I'm sick, you know. There's enfermedades that I have and he has almost the same thing. So, what isn't the audacity to think that just because I think he's hot, I'm gonna give it up. He even told me that. Oh yeah, first time I'm gonna, you know what, right away. I know, like, is this a fucking 5-minute, brother? I know, like, that loco este way. He thinks I'm gonna give up 5 or less than 5 minutes of popping my new cherry. Hell no. Hell to the no, bitch. What's your name? No, bitch. You got a girlfriend, Nesbit? No. Well, get up and hold my hand. How you doing? Oye, este vato acá planeando que, dude. Before, okay, I'm not lying. I would take a picture of my sexy boobs out. You know what? My culo, everything. When I told you I wasn't this fat. Me miraba bien sexy mi culota. Ay, that's so yummy. Pues, all those pictures that I have a few of them where I'm bent over in a thong, but it was when I was barely like operated, you know, thigh lift all around my thighs so you could see scarring all around. So it didn't look right. I just took it to see how I looked from back there. Sorry, guys. Entonces miraba muy feo con la scarring. And one of those pictures that I took, just his birthday is in 2012. So it was like 2013, maybe 14. When I was recién operada, I'd already lost all my weight, and then they took off all my flabby skin, all my fat ass burger. So my beautiful big ass went like this. My beautiful sexy hips that were like this went. No, quedé bien fea, quedé peor. I just look like all chupada, you know what I mean? My beautiful big ass melon boobs went like Guys, if I check up this brother, it will sag to the floor and you'll be like, huevos de toro, huevos de toro, ding, 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 you know. Bueno, quedé peor, toda pinche flaca y agua. Except now that I've gained like 40, 50 pounds. Okay. Well, when I lost all the weight and I was running and jogging and all this, my girls were doing Zumba and I was doing it on my chair, you know, like this, because I couldn't get up and move all that, because then se me podía reventar la herida, you know. But the teacher, I asked her if I can accompany them just sitting there. You know, I just had Jessie, whatever. She was like, yeah, so I didn't have to pay for my Zumba class. So, and I would go in the swimming pool and I would walk, jog, and then I started running. I just started doing a lot of things that made my body get firm and sexy, but and then I had an arm lift too right here. I don't know if you could see that line, but it's right here. So ahora que estoy más gordita, pues it's getting fatter again, you know. But I didn't have this ball here. It was tight and nice. That's cuando. At first it was like this, hanging. But when I got my arm lift and my thigh lift, everything got better, you know. Plus I started exercising. Okay, so then wait, it's because I'm thinking. Bueno. I wasn't embarrassed per se 25 pounds ago, because I think I still look kind of alright to be with the brother. They wanted to be with me, but in the dating app, everybody just wants to fuck. And I'm not down for a fuck. But I love talking to them because it's fun to me. It's so fun to me when they tell me, oh, gosh, you're shotas, and I tell them, oh, ¿no leíste mi bio? No. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué dice? Soy una mujer buena y cristiana y yo no estoy buscando sexo. Y eso que me estás diciendo me ofende mucho. Vete a la verga. And then I would block them. Also, everybody was a la verga. You know what? Can't you read my bio? Do you not read it? You see, I'm a Christian. I'm not just looking for friends. Guys, I think that's a pretty good track record that I only, being a single woman, being in the dating app, what, maybe 7 years, and only have gone out with 2 vatos and not 6. Just the first one I didn't even want to kiss him, and the second one I did, but things didn't work out, so I didn't. Of course, I didn't go further than that. And this dude, just because he knows that I like him, he thinks I'm no. Que está bien pendejo. No. Anyways. We was talking real nice for one day. And then he kept on asking me dirty questions, like he always does. I told him, I don't want this to turn into a fight. I already told you, I don't like talking like that. I don't like showing nothing. I don't have pictures like that. No, I'm not going to go in the bathroom and take pictures of this and this and this and that. But you see how you are. Que le dije, how am I? How am I? If you want to fuck, there's a lot of women that'll fuck you in here. Well, fuck them. I just want to be a friend. Hey, you say you like me. Yeah, I like you. Doesn't mean you're gonna fuck you. ¿Verdad? Bueno, el caso es que right now we had a big meal, okay? My pastora bought me the brisket, so no, I had told her I needed the cooking bag and the cloths marinade because I didn't have feria, and they didn't send it. So I knew I was gonna do something good with it anyways because I love cooking. I'm done. I'm done. I ate a little bit of brisket. No, we have this couple. 2 couples. They came down together from Venezuela, okay? They're from Venezuela. The young girl, she might be about 24, 25 years old. If you look at her, she looks like a little 13-year-old girl. She's short, thin, no makeup, like a little girl face. So, she's very acomedida. She's always happy that the ladies in the kitchen. I can't do nothing no more, and Julian's not gonna go out there if I'm not in there, making food or going in. I made food this time because Pastora brought me the brisket. In the end, I could have just cooked it in a lot of aluminum, but the thing is, it's gotta have the juice from the cloth marinade for it to marinate in there for at least a day, and then the next day stick it in the oven, no? So, in the end, I'm watching Reba. And then in the end, guys, because I didn't have that, but Julie had a little bit of money. But she had like $30 to buy the stuff that she needed for the desserts. Pineapple, strawberries, well, the pineapple cans. Que las really creams, que esto, que el otro, que las galletas, que esto. No tantas cosas, pero sí. Whatever she had. I didn't think she was going to have enough to buy my shit still. So all I told her was, you know what? Just bring me a bottle of teriyaki sauce and I'll make wonders. So in the end, I said I wanted bell peppers. And Julia said she had bell peppers in the freezer frozen. She never found them, but she did find a bag of the bell pepper mix that I buy. That's already it's from Bird's Eye. And it's, the green, the yellow, and the red. And pieces of onion in there. It's a stir fry. So she did that when we did that one. I told her, bring me a whole garlic thing. And 2 onions. Well, I told her exactly how to do it, and when we're doing it together, boil in the big tamalera. I told her, rinse it. You're going to cut in half the brisket, throw it in there with the hot water. You're going to throw in the ball of garlic. You're going to throw in the whole onion, of course, cut in half and peeled, and throw it in there. And so like 5-6 turns of salt. Not this kind of salt, but the one that opens and goes bzzz. Okay. Esta pinche carne salió tan rica, but brisket nowadays is merely just fat. An Asperger. A lot of people like the fat. The fat is what gives a brisket the taste, okay? But a lot of people, are they going to make themselves a taco of fat? No, they'll dar asco. I like fat. I always ate a lot of fat when I was young. So she took off the fat and put it in a bowl. Whatever was left of carne was just a little bit, but I told her, desmenuzarlas, there she is with the cooking scissors, cutting it and shredding it and shit. Siempre sí salió bastantito. And I told her, I said, look, you're going to get some of that fat that's left. You're going to put it in the blender. And I told her, save a little thingy of juice from the beef juice. Put half of the bottle of teriyaki in there. All of the stir-fry mix in there. Half an onion. and blend it. She did it. It was kind of what? No, she did it at first. It was kind of watery, and I told you know what? You're gonna have to go in there and put this fat of the brisket itself, and it's gonna fix it up. Watch. She didn't want to finish liquefying all of the fat from the brisket because it was too much. Iba a saber muy mantecoso. No. So let's show half of the fat, okay? In the end, she put in 3/4 of the teriyaki sauce. A whole onion after all. ¿Qué más le echamos? Oh, like 2 or 3 big old spoons of garlic. Because it boiled in garlic, but now we're going to season it to make it badass, right? Dudes, when I tell you this fucking carne was so fucking bomb. Last night, my mom said, you want to try that brisket? I said, no, mija, looks like a little bit. And then she called me and she told me, they said 3 taquitos. So yeah, she put some fatty in it, because you know there's like fatty in it. 3 taquitos like this with a little bit of meat and then with fatty. Oh my God, it was so fucking bomb. And I told you, know what? That's when I told her, put another chorro of the teriyaki, put the rest of the fat in there, and you're gonna put the other piece of the onion, and so it was a whole onion in the end. Yeah, went and then we just left it there, and then we did that in the morning, but everything was ready last night. We still had to go pick up salmon and Abraham, and we still had to take a shower, me and Julia. And Jess still had to get ready, so it was already like we had to start getting ready at 10, because we both take about an hour each to get ready. And then by that time we went in and picked them up, and they lived like 15-20 minutes away from us. And by the time we put those desserts in the trunk and the carne, that's why I told her don't boil it, because it's going to be hot for us to carry. We could drop it. Let's just take it like that. We'll boil it over there at church, because it's already done anyways. So we did that. When we picked up Abraham and Sam, my pastor was supposed to sign their license so they can get married, but he didn't go today. So what else? Yeah, llegamos. There was hardly no people. A lot of people, I guess, went and did their own Father's Day thing, right? There was hardly no people. And our main pastor, they were supposed to be there to sign their ¿cómo se dice? Their license, ¿verdad? No fue, because he was on his way down to El Paso from Odessa, and some kind of an accident happened on the road, and it was too hard. It was going to take too long to get by. So he just turned back around and went back home. Okay? So we still had a very good time. Everybody ate a lot. Everybody had fun. Everybody, like our pastora's son, Joel, he made the brisket, ¿cómo se dice, mija? He cooked it outside. Jules, ¿cómo se dice el brisket que hizo el Joel? ¿Cómo? No te oigo. What? Oh, smoked brisket. Hello. He made a smoked brisket, and then another sister bought me the brisket. She ¿cómo se dice? She volunteered to buy it, and I was gonna make it. Well, she bought it for me a couple days ago, Saturday morning, Friday evening. I don't remember. So I made mine. Came out so delicious. But it wasn't brisket. But it was brisket, but it wasn't brisket with the clouds marinade. Mine was, no, I'm not gonna say chile, but it had cebolla, tomate, bell peppers, and teriyaki. It was teriyaki. It was fucking bomb as fuck. This is like a burrito de cebrada la mexicana. That's what it is, like carne de cebrada la mexicana. Chingón. Y luego el de este batón pues lo hizo broil afuera. Entonces el de él estaba como quemadito poquito, pero estaba tan sabroso. Little bit of a barbecue taste there. Not teriyaki. I mean, not clouds of marinade. That was a different taste, but very good. Both of our briskets were bomb. And then, somebody took 2 big ass trays of the baby little cupcakes for the birthdays, plus a cake from Sam's, plus Julia took her 2. That was about this big, okay? She cut it, like 16, maybe 20 pieces, and then everybody, I'll be like, ¿Quién quiere piña? ¿Quién quiere fresa? Boom, 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 boom. And then so Phil and Maud said, I want them both. So we would give them both, right? The little pieces though. But then they had their little cupcake and then their slice of cake. That cake was so dry and nasty, huh, girl? Ah, my mouth started like... But I kept on already. What do you want? Pineapple? I want strawberry. I want strawberry. So we kept on passing. Like I was sitting there in the table, and Julia was standing, and this Sarai, my daughter's new sister-in-law, they were doing. I would stab in the spoon and and I was telling them, tell me the truth if it's good or not. Oh my God, sister, what is this? Oh my God, and then Rachel was like, oh my God, you could see all the little layers. And I was like, yeah. But it's the Maria cookies. But I had told my daughter, because she made one for the house just to see if it would come out and stuff. And if we liked it. The first one, she made it of strawberry. We loved it. But I said, girl, these have a little bit of a lemony taste. And I had told her, you know what? On ours that you make, do it with graham crackers. No, because the recipe calls for Marias, because it's a Mexican dessert. And I'm like, oh, what cracker? No me hizo caso la cabrona. It was good though. Everybody loved it. But what other trays? I don't know how, but our friend Manny and then Pastor, I don't know how they had handed it to each other or whatever, and it flipped over and all the little cupcakes fell on the floor. And the pastora was full of icy because it was green. No, I'm sorry. Blue and yellow frostings. She had it all over her jeans and all over here. It was funny, and everybody could say, oh, Manny, ya la regaste, Manny, que quién sé qué. We were all getting on them. And I said, ya sabía, Manny, que le ibas a tirar. Puro rollo, nos la pasamos bien chida. And my pastora came and put me $20 with a piece of masking tape. She remembered, because this year I wasn't going to put money, because ya toda mi vieja pa andaba haciéndose ridículo. Because not even Julia, because we would always celebrate it together, I would try to put her 5 or 10, whatever, and she would be like, no, mamá, qué vergüenza, ma. I'm going to get some money, girl. Well, I got $50, but I told her to give her half. But then it was our friend Iris's also birthday. Let me tell you about this friend from church. I think she has like 5, 6 kids. I think. She grew up here, but she wasn't born here. And I don't know where the hell they got her. And they sent her to Juarez. And then in the ordered jail, or she was in jail, I think. In the end, they let her back into El Paso, or they let her out here. So she only spent like maybe about a month or less in jail with all that immigration shit that's going on. And she was back last week. And since it was her birthday, pues, just me and Julia and her went up there so they could sing to us happy birthday. They sang to us. And then when we were sitting down eating, and I turned around and I was like, they need money. It was $50. I said, le voy a dar $10, pues ¿qué me hago? Me quité un 10, le dije, ay, mire, si voltea y luego le digo, tenga, mija. No. Le dije, get it, mija, I know you need it. Get it. Shit, I should have given her 20. But anyways, I still feel good that I did something nice, you know? And yesterday, at Sam's mother-in-law's house, they had a big old party with a water slide balloon and everything. Jumbo balloon with the agua. But we were gonna go, but we didn't in the end because we were cooking. We had to boil the meat and we had to be here. You couldn't just, leave it on boiling and go to a party and it's like 30 minutes, maybe like 30, 40 minutes to go and come. Plus stay there at least an hour or more, Que tal y si se hace overfill la estufa y todo eso, So I was like, Sam, it's because I barely got up. And Julia's going to start making the thing, and where are we going to cook the meat and this, and then I can't leave the carne cociendo, I didn't have a cooking bag, or else I would have left it in a cooking bag. And they se agüitaron. But when we had gone to Burlington yesterday, because I was going to buy Sam her shoes, those are from Rachel. She's going to be the madrina of the shoes. I'm going to be the madrina of the dress and the veil. I was actually going to buy her 2 dresses, one for court and then one for the day when we go to church. ¿Verdad? No bonito así, bien bonito con su big veil. We found some really pretty... She don't like to show her toes. Oye, este se está riendo solo. We found some beautiful slip-ins with just a little bit of heel, with a big, beautiful bow and a little white bra. No, I don't want the pearls. Burlington, from what I know, Burlington is one of the stores that's going to have the cutest and más o menos priced shoes, Estos me los dio la Samantha hace como 3, 4 años, ¿no? Que dicen que fa. Eso me los puse ahora. ¿Qué más te iba a decir? Bueno, and then I have $50, and I told Julia, I'll give you half. Half of that's mine. Le digo, pinche güey, ¿no quieres ponerte tú para que te pongan? Pero when Pastora said, I'm sorry, because I always remember your mom, because your mom's like, it's my birthday. Yo sí me vuelo. Y luego me dice la Pastora, how old did you turn? 56. And me dice, 35. Yeah. 35. Y estamos a risa y me dice, guess how old I am. Y luego le digo, I mean, I know she's a little bit older than me, but I was like, 58. Oh, man. Y me hacía así que más para arriba, and I was like, 60? She said she's 67. Girl. She looks her age. Because she carries herself as a good woman, ¿no? Una buena mujer, sofisticada. Yo no, ya ven que yo ando bien. Yo me como pinche chavarruquis. Yo soy una pinche chavarruquis, me vale verga. Puedo tener 56, pero voy a actuar como una chavalita de 15 años, me vale crackers. Y si no les gusta, pues que soporten, ¿verdad? Que soporten. Anyways, so yeah, I felt good because I told my... ya sé quién me dio el otro 20. La suegra de Samantha. Y la Sarai me dio 10. So you see, yesterday I sent that little girl $20 for her birthday. And Lord knows I gave him to her from my heart. And I really did think we were going to go to her party at least an hour or two. But I didn't count on getting up so late. I didn't count on the fact that we didn't have oven bags to do it that way, you know. I wasn't going to be able to leave the house for like 2 hours and, you know, just leave it simmering and... La madre pasa así en un minuto. How many times have I left my turkey on slow cooking all night? Nothing happened, of course, thank God. Pero qué tal si esta vez se hace overfill la ay, no. Just think of it. Ooh. Guys, I didn't even do my damn nails. Look at this. Julia says she has like 10 packs of these French tips. So her and Sam wear them. And I told her she would give me a pair, so. Because Sam's not here to do them. I was paying her $20 to do them. But it was just, it's more like practice for her. But I would buy the nails and the monomer and the acrylic and the this and the that. Y que mama need new brushes, okay, go get them. How much do you need? Well, I don't know. And so they, you know, I'd give them like 20 and they'd go buy brushes or whatever they needed, right? Y estas pues nomás necesitas la glue. Y nomás te las pegas. Y la Julia me les iba a poner desde antier y no, porque por andar en todo este jale y todo. And then I have been folding clothes, washing, drying, folding clothes. Pues cállate. Ah, did you hear that? Anyway, sister, how would you think that I'm gonna, you know what? Pues cállate, I started getting nasty, and I did have one picture of my poot nanny. But I call it poot nanny, because if you're showing her you're being a putazo, you're being a poot nanny. Anyways, I said that to him, pues, I got his gears going, you know. Like, oh my God, this and that, wow, I wanna, with that, and this and that. And then I said, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Believe me. He finally, for the first time, showed me his, you know, asked me if I got excited. No. Because I begged God 5 years ago to take away those urges and feelings and wants and shit. And he did. When I went out with this last guy that we were supposed to gonna be boyfriends, girl, we were making out. I'm not gonna lie, we're all adults here. I went to the bathroom and I said, fuck, I'm probably gonna be really la chica. Dry as a motherfucker. Dije, oh no. When tú le pides a Dios con todo tu corazón, si te escucha. I told him, don't let me get those feelings and urges and sturgeons. And he sure did. And I wasn't like I was getting excited in my head. Because like, oh, if I was kissing somebody that I wanted to. And that I tenía ganas de besar, of course. And he was trying to go like this, and I was like, putting his hand out, like, no. But I didn't even want that anyways. Or else I would have been like, go for it, you know? Hell no. I just let him a little bit go like that, and he got all excited. And then I took his little hand out, and I was like, you know, no, maybe next time. But little did I know there was not going to be a next time. And there wasn't. God let me see something that I didn't know. Every time he was going to every time I would tell him that, wait around, or let me get you something to drink or something, he would tell me, let me go outside and smoke a piece of cigarette. Okay. He kept on going outside. This dude was getting high on something. Because when he got home and he called me, totally different voice, totally different breathing, totally different words, talking to me the way that he was those 2 days that we went out. And I was like, and then boom, it came into my head. He did this in outside when you weren't looking. And then I kept hearing him. I was like, yep, that's what he was doing. I didn't tell him, like, you know what? I know what you were doing in the car. Dios me lo confirmó. Y yo dije, ¿sabes qué? fulano, mejor you know what, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for a relationship after all, and I like you and everything, but I think I'm gonna have to wait a little longer. I don't think I'm ready. Ya no me contestó. But he knew, I think he knew that I knew what he was doing. Because there was just a total change of personality and talking to, and even his breathing was different, you know. Y acá, pues, ¿qué traes, fulano? ¿Qué? Porque te oyes muy, like, agitated. You're even breathing different. Nah. Oh, you see, dude, we only been going out 2 days for you to start talking to me like con agresión. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah. Yep, y luego ya Dios me dijo, es que estaba haciendo esto en el carro, güey. Órale, thank you, Lord. Y ya, mamá le dije, ¿sabes qué? Mejor ya estuvo. Y ya, se acabó el show. But I felt a little bit embarrassed because I posted it and I said, in a relationship with fulano de tal, and him too, we put it when we were right next to each other and stuff. And then, ¿y cómo le pongo aquí? Okay, mira, la vas a poner. ¿Estás seguro? I go, sure, you're not going to go back on this because yo no quiero que después mañana o otro día digamos los dos que no, si no estamos ready o algo. No, yo estoy ready. Oye, ¿cuántos años tenemos que los dos queremos? And I said, like 3 years. And it was true. So I just, Lord have mercy. Guys, it was lunchtime and I only took like 2-3 little bites. No, es que, I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? The girl from Venezuela is very much of a helper. She'll start washing dishes, doing tables, everything, which is what we've done for years, me and my kids. She made some kind of she called it arroz chino, but it was from Venezuela. Okay, this rice was rice with shrimp, with chicken, with pork, with I don't know how many veggies. I think she said cabbage and peas and I don't know what else. Okay. I don't think she'll ever hear my video. And she don't speak English. I didn't know till the Australians said, oh my God, did you guys taste the rice and it's got shrimp in it? And then when I see the rice on my plate, I don't like shrimp, I don't like seafood. So when I didn't see no shrimp in there neither, but I had already kind of tasted a little bit of the rice along with the carnita. And I remember something, it did taste good, like garlic, like very garlicky. But I don't like garlicky stuff, not too garlicky. But one of the times that I tasted it again, I said, well, it was good. You know, just if I see a shrimp, I'll just push it out of there. But when I bit it again, you know when you're going to shred chicken because you're going to make mole or whatever, or chicken salad, you're just going to put the chicken on there. You don't want all the fatty, not a lot of the fatty, maybe a little bit. But the corners of the chicken where it's cartilage, she threw those in there. So I'm eating and I bite into it. So I was like, don't trip, Irma, don't trip. Just act like nothing. Just keep eating it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I was going to get another piece of carnita and another piece of fucking pollo comes right there with cartilage. And then I was like, I just started looking at my plate and it was full, dude. It had potato salad, macaroni salad, Mexican macaroni, his brisket, my brisket, and then that rice, okay? And then a lot of people took bread and they cut it up like this, and some people took tostadas. So, you know, I was eating my carnita with the brisket meat with the tostadas and bread. It was good. So I just ate a little bit. But when I bumped into those 2 pieces of pinche pollo así, no mames. No mames. And you know what? Ever since I can remember, from when I was little, people, family, friends would ask my mom, can you help me cook for this party, that party, that party? Because my mom could cook. And as I started growing up, people would ask me, can I cook? Especially at my church. And I loved it. It was a privilege for me. Let's say there's about 40 people in the little dining room, including children, okay? When I used to serve at me and my Julia. And Sam would go in, I would tell her, get a rag, soap it up, rinse it out. You're going to start doing the tables. My Pastor Robert, when he would come in with like, sorry, a case and a half of Cokes. Would always tell him, put them in the freezer so they could be nice and cold by the time we come and eat lunch, which is going to be in about an hour and a half to 2. So yeah, y luego el Jesse, boom, abría las sodas y se iba así por todas las mesas y ponía las soditas y ponía poquitas agua, because there's some people that don't want soda, they want to drink a bottle of water better. And then me and Julia over here serving. Julia would start making, would start making like maybe 5 to 10, those boxes to go and put them in bags. So if somebody was like, it's because I gotta go, I can't stay. Okay, here, take this, take your food. We were like that. Me and my kids. I showed my kids how to do that. And I was the first one that started the cooking thing at church. And I love it. And it's not that I show off about it, but I think that's a very nice gesture because, que bonito, Because whenever we would make all the food, I always use my big ass ollas. Whatever we made, okay? If I made picadillo, carne molida con papas y chile verde, chingón. And I wanted to Rachel, bring me a lot of your rice, okay? Sister, what can I bring? Bring me some refried beans, but with a lot of cheese and really, really good, okay? Well, sister, what can I bring? Bring me a couple bags of tostadas. Bring me bread, bring me rolls, bring me this, bring me that. We would do different stuff different times. Sometimes we would have the men bring pan de bolillo, French bread, the rolls, the big ass rolls. Somebody would bring me a pack of turkey, a pack of ham. Somebody would bring me bring me 8 tomatoes sliced up. Bring me 2 shredded lettuces. But I would tell them, bring it to me shredded. I'm not gonna do it here for you. You guys, please, if you're gonna help me right, ¿verdad? And I would make them tortas, chili cheese dogs, nombre, even, and it's all, I gotta pee. Even, es que a ver si no me meo aquí. Una vez les hice también, muchas veces. I don't know if you've ever tasted. It's something maybe poorish, but when they ate it, guys, they fucking loved it. Flautas de weenies. Not the cheap weenies, the good weenies. Wrap up there like a flauta, the weenies, and then somebody would bring sour cream, daisy, dollop of daisy sour cream, and you open it from the bottom, to put on your flautas. I would tell Rachel, tráeme 3 de esas de crema, mija. Y que, oiga, ¿quiere que le diga a fulana que nos traiga, que a ver qué? Sí, dile que si nos puede traer que haga blend el aguacate, para que se haga como guacamole y los echamos en unas barros también. Unas flautas a toda madre. And on the weenie flautas, guys, it sounds like, but try it, but with good expensive weenie. Or the weenie that you like, right? I don't like the chippy weenie. It doesn't taste too good, but we did everything. We did pozole verde, which was with chicken, real pozole with carne de puerco, menudo, everything. I've made everything, mole, everything, tostada. Sometimes we were like, wait a minute. Okay, sister, can you bring me 3? Can you bring me 2 roasted chickens from Sam's, but shredded? Órale. Y la otra, órale, tú también otras 2. Dudes, we would make tostadas of chicken with lettuce, cut up tomato, marble cheese así shredded, a toda madre, salsita. You know, we had everything. They would all help me all the time. This time, they have a hard time doing everything because they're not organized. They didn't work in restaurants. I did, you know. I managed the restaurant, so I know how to do everything. Plus, I love it, you know. I love it. I taste it. So, yo ponía todo. Boom, 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 boom. First, I would ask them off the record, well, do you think you can bring this? Yeah. How many do you want or whatever, or how much money, you know. If somebody said, I can't take it, but I'll send you the money, I'd be like, no. I didn't want to be responsible for money. You know what I mean? And I never was, you know. Now they are, because they're like, now that it's them, the ladies, is Pastora and Margarita and Rachel. They'll be like, whoever wants to help us, because we want to make 2 briskets for Father's Day, right? It was going to be a special occasion. The brisket that one of my sisters brought me from church, and she didn't go. It was, I took a picture of it, $68. Brisket's expensive, dudes. And then my pastor didn't go. They said that when he was on his way over here, there was a really bad accident from Odessa over here, so he had to just go back. Or something. See, it has pineapple down there. I don't know. Bueno, ya me voy porque me ando miando. You guys have a very good Father's Day. Also, when I was praying in church today, I just kept hearing like, block him. Yep, I got excited and showing him parts that I didn't even show anybody for 5 years, you know, and I blocked him. And I deleted his number so I won't get the ganas to go back there and say, okay, I'll block him. Nah. Y una vez lo bloqueo, que acabo ya, y luego delete, y así I'm not tempted, you know what I mean? I know he's not going to go get somebody's phone and call me or text me and say, you see, you blocked me. He's not going to anymore. This was the last straw. This is like the 4th or 5th time that we fight and shit, you know? He's definitely not even worth my kisses. La verdad. God made me see that, so. Cuando me llegue el bueno, me va a llegar. Me va a llegar, yo sé que, because I've been praying for it for a long time. For a good man, and God's preparing him for me, you know what I mean? It's not preparing him too much, it's preparing me. I guess that was one of his tests, like. And I did, and I went and showed this guy parts of me that I shouldn't have. I haven't done that in years. Que me importaba andarle enseñando mi cosita. Tan bonita mi cosita. Bueno, nos guachamos, cuídense mucho, Happy Father's Day, papá.